What's up and hello guys, it's your boy Victor Cabuay and I am from Quest, the official publications of Guild from the De La Salle College's Saint Benilde Game Development. And here we are for another exclusive interview with Miss Cherish Socro. We all know her as Ishy, and she's a graduate from the De La Salle College's Saint Benilde Game Development Program, and she's one of the gods according to Vinny Layog. And hello ma'am, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you.
So first question would be, when did you start when did you start studying at the De La Salle College of Saint Benilde, and when did you graduate?
I'm a student 111, so 2011, and then I graduated around 2015.
And the next question would be, how would you describe your overall experience and stay in the De La Salle College of Saint Benilde Game Dev program?
Well, when I was there, it was super fun because I was finally living my passion, which is to design and make art for interactive games.
And for the next question is, what should undergraduates expect once they enter the industry?
It's not hard work per se, more like
Passion?
it's a lot of passion and grit, I guess, because when you enter the industry, it's different from school. Because from school, you're submitting something, you're following what your professor told you. But when you enter the industry, you're expected to make your own decisions, think of your own stuff, and you're expected to work well with all these amazing people that have done game projects on their own before. So there's that.
So we're talking about the industry. Paano kayo natulungan ng Benilde to set your foot in the industry?
Well, there are things such as the Global Game Jam that Benilde hosts every year, and that really help because a lot of people from the industry visits those type of events, and you get to talk to them in person. The good thing about game jams is that you don't just compete with other people, you can actually collaborate. So if you're not the shy type of person, you can actually go to a company team, like to say somebody from Secret Six, that's where I came from. You could just ask them if they're looking for an artist or they're looking for a programmer, and you could join them. And if you don't join company teams, you could also ask them during the jam. For example, you're having a programmer's block or an artist block, just go to a person and ask them, are you from the industry? Do you know how to help me with this? Those kind of stuff.
So Ishy made mention that about the Global Game Jam, and we made a video about Global Game Jam. You can find it down there in the description below. It's our very first video, and I think sa latest the Global Game Jam, andun kayo?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's our first game jam, so check the video below. And next question would be about mentorship. We have amazing professors from the De La Salle College of Saint Benilde Game Dev. Like, for example, Sir Rabbit Ongkinko and Doc B. Lapa.
Yes.
So, how important is mentorship pagdating sa, syempre pag future wala ka na sa school, nasa industry ka na?
Can you explain that question?
Yung importance ng mentorship once na wala ka na sa wala ka na sa school at on the way ka na sa industry. Like, parang paano nakakatulong yung professors,
Okay.
like ganun.
Well, it's their virtues, I guess, what they believe in, because they could tell you all the secrets of the industry, but the best secret that they could tell you is that how they live to their own job, because different professors go to different things, and they have their own truths and their own nuggets to share. For example, Doc B. Lapa, she came from Anino. Hi, Doc B. She came from Anino, and she told us how she has to, as a producer, she had to take care of her team, and she had to make sure that her team, despite the overtimes or whatsoever, that they they get properly compensated and stuff like that. So you'd see how if you have a professor that's an artist or a producer or a designer, you'll see how each type of or each job, they really try to take care of each other as a team.
And talking about jobs, gaano nga ba kahirap makapasok sa industry natin, sa game development industry natin?
Actually, students, while you're still at school, network. That's one of the biggest lessons that I got from Benilde, is that you have to talk to everyone. Because when you try to enter the industry, these people that you've talked to will become your resources. For me, it wasn't so hard getting into a company because an alumni previously graduated before my batch invited me into their company. The difficult part for me, I don't know if this is unique for my experience, is that I know how to do stuff, but it's the work ethic that I had to look out for. So there's that, network and learn more about work ethic, because you could be the most genius person in the industry, but if your work ethic is not that good, you still have a lot to learn.
So Miss Ishy, matagal ka na sa industry natin. Ano nga ba ang typical workday mo sa Secret 6?
When I enter the studio, the first thing we do is of course check emails, update with other parts of the team, and then start talking to people so that we could update each other what's been happening with projects, because I'm a game designer, and I handle multiple projects at the time, so I have to make sure that the things are flowing well. I want to ask what the artists or the programmers are doing and stuff like those. And then around the afternoon, it's mostly documentations. That's usually what designers do. Aside from, it's not just conceptualizing, creating brain babies out of thin air. It's mostly making sure that those brain babies get polished and that the gameplay experience is going to be enjoyable for the players.
So Miss Ishy, ano nga ba ang importance ng isang game designer sa development team ng isang laro?
It depends. For example, if it is a ground-up project, those are projects, original IPs from the company. So our importance there is that we're the people that knows how well, first of all, we start with concept. So we could pitch as much as we want, depending on what the company wants, or depending on what we feel inspired at the moment. And then when it comes to picking a pitch or an idea that has been conceptualized, we have to be the one that says, oh, this will be fun for the gamers, or oh, this will be good for our target market, or this is going to be good for what we want to do. For example, if you want to have well, I could use projects and data for an example. I'm not a designer of projects and data, I'm so sorry, but I could use it as an example. If you're looking for the hottest target market at the moment, which is first-person shooters and third-person shooters, and you also want to push or like inspire people with our Filipino mythology and whatsoever, that's how Projects and Data was born. And sorry, I got off track. Post-production. Wait, mid-production muna. During the pre-production, the concepts, and making sure that we're following our target. Mid-production, we're the one who talks in between. We talk to the artists, we talk to the programmer, saying that, these are the mechanics. You could tell us if it's gonna work well or if it's not gonna work well. We could think of other ideas. For example, we're making an RPG, but we're going to be using a controller. We have to decide whether if it's gonna be 4-direction or 8-direction, stuff like those. And then with the artist naman, we talk to them with the game feel. If the art blends well with how we want our game to feel. For example, if we want it to feel very from the heart, serene, whatsoever, we would want an art style that is very soft, things that people could relate to, and colorful to the eyes. Or if we want it to be very dark, we want people to feel the dread, to feel the fear, and stuff like that. We're going to go with dark colors, very edgy art styles and whatsoever. The artists get to decide the end art style, but we have input on it because game designers always have more handle on the game feel. Post-production, there's less of the game designers there. Usually we just get asked by QA whether, is this working well? Is this really how it's supposed to be? Or QA tells us whether the game is frustrating or whatsoever, so that we could think of workarounds for the components of the game.
Balik tayo sa question tungkol sa Benilde naman. Incendium is right around the corner. Gaano nga ba ka-important ang capstone games ng mga fellow students natin na taking ng capstone this term?
Students, this is the project that you're going to show to your future company. This is super important. Don't just aim for the grades. Don't just aim for the praise. Aim for what you think your company will see in that game. Aim for your identity. Aim for the best that you can do, because this is going to be that thing that you show to everyone. And then, don't aim for the grades or don't aim for the praises and whatsoever. Aim for your identity. Make sure that when you exit school, the game that you made, you're proud of it.
And makikita natin ngayon si Miss Ishy, she's wearing a Project Sandata shirt. May butang Project Sandata. So Miss Ishy, ano nga ba ang meron sa Secret 6 ngayong PGF?
We're showcasing Project Sandata. It is an all Filipino-made, skill-based first-person shooter. So Project Sandata, from ground up to what it is now, it's all from Philippines. We didn't outsource anything. And Sir Gene Gacho, he really wants to show the appreciation for Philippine mythology, because despite the recent shows or the artists that are creating stories about Filipino mythology, we feel like it's still not enough. We still have to push it out there. We still have to show the world that our mythology, they're pretty interesting and exciting. And what better way to do that than to touch the hearts of those gamers, because I feel like games really have this unique way to reaching out to players. I mean, you might think like, they're just shooting people with these guns that are named from Filipino mythology, but you'd be surprised because just a mention of it or just putting it out there will get people interested. So.
And Miss Ishy, you've been a seasoned game designer. Ano naman yung mga tips na mabibigay mo sa younger generations katulad namin na currently enrolled sa game development courses?
Well, first of all, try to always, whenever you do something, make sure that you're proud of it. Don't be afraid to try stuff out. Mostly that. Don't be afraid to try stuff out. If you want to try out a concept that you've been wanting to try all your life, but you're scared that your classmates might not like it, your teacher might not like it, just try it out, even not for school. And then join extracurricular activities. Always reach out to events. College for me is the time that I had a lot of time. There's somebody supporting me. So once you're working, a lot of that time is going to get lost. So might as well take advantage of it now and try to make as much friends as you can, because those friends are the first people that you can connect to the moment you get out of college.
So pag nagsisearch tayo ng trabaho, there is a thing called portfolio. So gaano nga ba ka-importante ang portfolio mo?
For me, I'd like to say it's 40%. I don't know. Because when we're looking for employees, instead of just looking at the portfolio, of course, we study you as a person. If you would fit into the company's culture, for example. So don't feel bad if a company doesn't get you. Maybe it's just not for you because their culture is different. And you might want to. This will be less about the portfolio and more about tips on how to get to the industry. You might want to study the company that you're getting into. Don't just look into their website. Try to check the stuff that they do, what's their motivation, and even visit them into events like this. That's why I keep telling that you have to go out and reach out to events such as PGF, ESGS, because this is where you actually get to see the company at work. And you can even talk to them so that when you try to enter the company, you can tell them, oh, I've seen you at ESES. And if you want to put stuff into your portfolio, try to tailor fit it to the company. There is something about photography when they try to show their gallery to different companies, they try to tailor fit it. They make sure that the pictures that they're showing are the type of pictures that that company would want. So there's those.
And lastly, Miss Ishy, you've been in the industry for so long, and for you, what makes the game development industry in the Philippines unique?
Game development in the Philippines. Actually, I have an idea more on game development in general, because I feel like games really have this unique position wherein we make stories, we make characters, and they feel even more alive because they're interactable. Now imagine, I feel like whenever we create games, it's like giving life to this child, and then you make sure that this child is equipped with everything that you want to equip them before you send them off into the world. And once they're out there in the world, everybody will see this brainchild that you have. Everybody will have their respective ideas or their respective interpretation of your brainchild. And it's also part of expression, like art, that when you have a hand into a game project, it's difficult, especially if you're the type of person that would really love to see your identity out there. It's difficult not to see your identity, what type of person you are, or what values you follow or you find important. So
Thank you, Miss Ishy, for that wonderful interview. And that concludes our interview with Miss Cherish Socro from Secret 6. And Miss Ishy, thank you. Thank you for the interview.
once again, I'm Cherish, Princess C. Socro. I am a game designer at the studio of Secret 6. And I would like to invite you guys to visit us in PGF, although this is the last day. So you might want to visit us in the next PGF. We're showcasing projects and data, an all-Filipino-made skill-based first-person shooter. And you could also visit us in events such as ESGS, though I'm not sure if we're going to be attending this year. And I would like to say thank you to Sir Norms from GDD in Benilde. Oh, wait, it's already BSIEMC. I still like the GDD name better, but okay. And I would like to say thank you to Doc Bilata for being such a wonderful professor, even now still teaching us. And thank you for Secret 6 and the